Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Broncos Live Postgame Show. I'm Phil Milani alongside Andrew Mason. We'll be joined by Matt Boyer shortly. He's inside the Broncos locker room catching up with the guys as the Broncos fall 24-15 to the San Francisco 49ers here on Monday Night Football. Mace, things started out well for the Broncos, especially defensively. Then the game got a little bit sloppy.
Yeah, the first team defense came out, was bringing it. Didn't allow the 49ers any points, had an interception, a forced fumble that didn't result in a Broncos recovery. Bradley Chubb all over the place tonight. Great game for him when he was in there the first quarter to quarter and a half. Offense did some good things, bogged down a bit in the red zone, but then after the baton was handed to the second and third teamers, things got rough. The 49ers took control.
Well, let's show you some of the highlights, show you how it happened here against the 49ers here on Monday Night Football. Things started well for the Broncos. Opening drive for the 49ers, Isaac Yiadom, a nice interception. Bradley Chubb with the pressure there on Garoppolo. And then on the ensuing possession, Emmanuel Sanders back after a off-season full of surgeries on his Achilles and on an ankle. 19-yard reverse there. Also had a catch for 5 yards. The Broncos were up 3-0 after with a field goal there. Then in the second quarter, Bradley Chubb, a strip sack. Bradley Chubb, like Mace mentioned, was all over the place. That helped set up another field goal for the Broncos. They were up 6-0. But in the third quarter, that's when things got ugly. Drew Lock injured his hand when he was scrambling out. Reports, though, say the x-rays were negative. He was 7 of 12 for 40 yards. And then Kevin Hogan came in there to close things out. He had a nice scramble for a touchdown there and jumped into the end zone, but the Broncos fall 24-15. Mace, the big news, Drew Lock's injured hand.
Yeah, you're going to wait to see the final diagnosis on it. If the reports are true that the x-rays were negative, that's a good sign, but still, you hate seeing that. The way he kind of landed on that hand and the thumb in particular was kind of awkward. You winced looking at that, so tough break for him. The Broncos certainly wanted to get him some more reps tonight. They probably wanted to play him deep into the third, if not into the fourth quarter. Locke showed some good things. I liked his decision-making, especially when he got outside the pocket. That was the one time that he couldn't get away from pressure when he was rolling to the left side. He had some success doing that earlier in the game, and that time couldn't get away, led to the injury that we hope is not serious.
Yeah, exactly. He sort of landed on it weird, and then he knew right away, hey, something was wrong.
He was trying to make something happen, and he was trying to make a play with the ball, even though he was outside the pocket. And I do love seeing that, how he keeps trying to make a play.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go inside the Broncos locker room where Matt Boyer is standing by with Emmanuel Sanders.
Thanks, Phil. Inside the Broncos locker room with Emmanuel Sanders. You only had one catch, but how good did it feel to be back out there? You had a rush, too. A big one got called back, but how good did it feel to be back on the field making plays?
I mean, it felt amazing, through the whole process of going through the whole rehab and having 2 surgeries in the offseason to come back and play in the preseason when nobody even thought I was going to be back in the regular season. Just amazing. And so glory to God, all the hard work and all the pain that I went through, man, it was definitely worth it.
What does this do for your confidence now in this offense? Because, it seemed like you got on a rhythm with Joe from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like me and Joe is always going to have good chemistry. It just feels good to put it on film, right? And so now we can go back and we can see exactly how we can improve and just keep getting better. I was telling Phil, when the regular season comes, we're not going to be at our peak, but it's all about getting better and continuously trying to climb to reach that level, that playoff level, that Super Bowl level. And so I'm looking forward to doing that with Joe.
On behalf of Broncos Country, welcome back. Appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right, Phil, we'll send it back to you on the field.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, that was interesting to see how his chemistry was working with Joe Flacco at the one catch for 5 yards, but nonetheless, really good to see Emmanuel Sanders back out.
Well, the play that got wiped off the board because of a Garrett Bowles holding penalty, that 45-yard catch by Sanders from Flacco downfield down the left sideline, that's the perfect indication of what the two of them can do together. Just because it didn't make it on the stat sheet because of the penalty doesn't mean it's not, in some ways, the defining image of this game for the offense and what it can do, getting that vertical game going. You'd like to see, obviously, fewer penalties on the offensive line. They had 2 on that series, but it was a big play by Emmanuel.
Yeah, nice to see number 10 back out on the field. Let's head back inside the locker room where Matt Boyer is with the defensive star of the game.
Thanks, Phil. Inside the locker room with Bradley Chubb. Bradley, you didn't get a lot of snaps, but you sure made him count. A couple of pressures, a strip sack. What was working for you out there today?
I just tried to come out here and play my game, just get my feet wet with the preseason games, just trying to play as fast as I could, work on everything we've been working on in practice. Vaughn taught me a new move that worked for me today, so I'm just trying to, get better each day. Looked at today as the next game day, and that's what I did when I did.
Vaughn said on the broadcast that it's going to be scary what you could accomplish here in your year two. What is the biggest difference for you coming into this year?
Just my confidence level, just being comfortable with the defense, being comfortable with the guys around me, knowing that they believe in me and I believe in them. So it's just going to be just whoever's playing the call, doing what we need to do and making plays.
Welcome back to Broncos Stadium. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, Phil, we'll send it back to you on the field.
Thank you very much, Matt. Yeah, it is going to be scary to see what this defense front seven can do, especially with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, and you're seeing it help the guys on the interior as well. Shelby Harris, very active at the line of scrimmage, deflecting passes, getting a good pass rush as well. But it all starts with the guys on the edge there, Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. And the thing I like about Chubb is he's working the outside shoulder of the left tackle. He's working the inside shoulder for that first rush that set up Isaac Yadam's pick.
Yeah, he said Von Miller taught him a new move tonight. So the first team looked pretty good for the Broncos here tonight, although they fall 24-15 against the San Francisco 49ers. That is going to do it for us. Let's send things over to head coach Vic Fangio as he heads to the podium.